Hello Internet, welcome back to Rail Survival. Here I am looking over the hole that apparently I didn't actually even need to make, but I needed the stone, so you know it all works out in the end. So yeah, I've since been told that that's fine. I've since been told that the drilling machines that I'm using, they can go through voxel, so they just need to be, I guess, above ore. So, I don't know, we'll experiment with that on some of the other bases, which is kind of nice because it means I don't have to do a thing, move a bunch of dirt beforehand. Though, nah, I think that's for the best. But, here, as I said, it is useful because I need the material from this. Actually... Nah, I think I'll keep going down at this sort of width. I was thinking I could get rid of the outermost drill now that we're kind of down low. And then I would have sort of a tiered... Like I'd have an inner... Actually, I'm going to do it because this is aesthetics more than actual logical engineering. This could be... Oh good, it was empty. So my idea here is now, as we go down, yeah, make sure that still works. I'll have sort of a lip, so it'll look like a real quarry where you have like the layers as they kind of work their way down and it gets narrower. Excuse me? I don't have a gun. Car. Spiders? Oh god, they're climbing on the truck. Is there a gun in the... Yes. Oh boy. Away. Okay, that one's now decided to eat the truck. This could go bad. I didn't realize there were spiders here. I didn't think there were supposed to be... Okay, I guess that's a change. How do I... Oh. Hold on a minute. Haha! Eat me now, spiders. No, that's not what I need to do. I need a gun. That's why I have this. Well, the nice thing... This means I now have a way of getting meat. Oh, okay. I was almost cocky.
Low health.
Ow. Okay. Yeah. I got spider meat. Well, that's good to know. Okay. Was I in the middle of anything? I can't remember. My task for today. I want to build a sort of tracking solar and food array up on that bluff that connects down to down here where I'll eventually have my base. And I may actually lay out the real base for that, because my guess is this isn't actually gonna stay the thing, or at least not stay quite. It may be part of it, but it's far away from the bluff. So first, well, actually, first order of business, move the truck back. Oh, right, and actually, first order of business. So, the truck, okay, the truck actually seems to be behaving normally again now. So that's good. So I'm pretty sure the issue from the last episode where the trailer's all freaked out, Space Engineers isn't always very good about updating when grids change weight, change mass, and cargo changes mass. So what happened, I think, when I loaded it full, it updated to be like, oh, this is super heavy. And because of how the wheels are placed in relation to the centers of mass and these massive and very poorly designed hitches, it meant that all of the weight pushed down, lifting the front of the truck up, which isn't good. It seems to be fixed now for the moment because it's empty, but that's not very useful if I can't load it. So what I'm gonna do is get some wheels. I'm gonna add more wheels. These are 3x3s. That's fine. So this is not, for those astute of you, this is not how trailers work. This is not going to look correct. It'll look a little more like a train, but yeah, it'll be weird, but it'll all make sense. Cargo block on. That should do something. Ah, there we go. Four wheels. So, the reason this is a bad idea, generally speaking, as I'm driving along, these front wheels are going to want to keep going straight. They aren't going to want to go sideways, but they're going to need to, because based on where I'm pulling, the pivot for this trailer is back here at these wheels. Now, in real life, machines get around this by having these wheels with fancy mechanisms to steer them based on the hitch. I'm not doing that. What I'm gonna do is cheat and turn these to 0 friction, or like, 5 friction. That will let them drag along the ground, but it means that they provide their suspension strength up and down, which should keep these cargo containers level, keep the truck with all its wheels in position. Now this could cause me some issue as I go over like big bumps and whatnot, because it means this front set potentially can get caught and cause this whole hitch to like buck down. But this planet is so smooth, and frankly I don't intend to use this thing forever, so I'm not too worried about it. So long as I know the limitation, I can avoid it, is the excuse I'll say right now. Okay. So, hold on. Yeah, I set the rear power way low in an attempt to make this work better. That doesn't help anymore. So let's set all of these wheels, so all of that off, even though it doesn't matter. Power to 0. Set all their strengths to 15. Yeah, that's looking good. You can sort of see, in fact, I forgot about the hole. So several of the whole middle, hold on. I think something's still on. The middle set doesn't seem to be touching the ground. No. Okay, this whole thing's a little weird. It's sort of driving now, so we'll call this a win. Anyway. Oh, right. Slow brakes. Park that there. Do I have any? I have no food. Let's get... Now that I have proper base cargo, get this put in here. So, goal today is thing up on mountain. The first... Well, actually, how much... Okay. So, 4 algae there, and 8 there. Let's fry us up some algae in the survival kit here. Alright. Keep our energy up as we begin this. So, kind of going from here, that looks like it'll line up well. So I'm just kind of laying this out partially to get, well, get things sort of connected and aligned. That seems like a good spot. With an annoying bush that I... Right? Yeah, we still struggle to get rid of those. Okay. And what I'm gonna do is actually... yeah. So this will make sense in a moment. I need to get from here up to there. To do that, I need a hinge. Also some other stuff. So place our reinforced conveyor there. Then a hinge there. Okay. Actually, got multiple schemes going. Place a corner conveyor there. Then our hinge. Like that. So I can still angle it the way I need to. So I have a whole scheme for what I want to have happen here. Part of that is going to involve some pistons, well, pistons drilling into this area because I want somewhere to put pistons, because I'm going to build a funicular. So a funicular, for those not familiar, is sort of an inclined railway. Usually the car sort of goes up and down pulled by a rope up a little track up a mountain. I thought about doing this with like a hinge chain up at the top pulling the car up, but there are going to be a lot of subgrids here and I need to be a little cautious. Only a little cautious. So I'm not going to go that route, but I am going to have basically nested pistons that push this thing up the hill, riding on a track created with the conveyors. The whole goal of this is I just want a fun way to get up that hill, and I like funiculars. It's sort of a train in a loose sense. So once I get this lined up, I will drill back down, and actually to that end, no, we can have it go. I kind of do want it to go this way. This will work because I can place things on this. I can readjust and keep stuff connected. But I need to keep this area clear for pistons. So, okay. We need to get hinge built. My plan for this whole process, once I get the angle going up, I can build some conveyor lines. And actually, I probably should build this conveyor line right now. That way it's ready and available to conveyor. Because this'll be a second source of some stone for material as well. So I'll have the angle there. Then off the pipes coming off of this, I build a piston that I can start building sort of a nested piston chain to push back down at the correct angles and everything aligns correctly. Now the trick, the first trick is I should probably get some radiation down. And that's something too I just thought of. So I talked last time about making some modifications to account for infinite ice, and I have done so. So the mod I have, which will be in the description, the mod list, it changes the balance and basically makes hydrogen. It means that you can't produce more power out of hydrogen than it takes to turn ice into hydrogen. So what I'm gonna do is have basically a big wind and solar farm with a bunch of ice processing that turns into fuels. I'm going to build a fuel refinery that's, eco-powered, and then use the hydrogen to run stuff because I think the engine sounds will be neat. I'm just going to start laying this stuff out. Because I need something with which to measure where the actual end will be. See what we're working with. That looks pretty good. In fact, yeah, that should work. So I'm going to do a trick here, and this trick will come back quite a lot in this series. So if I pop this guy down, I can take control of this grid, and what I can do is convert it to station.
Low.
We'll leave that on there.
Fuel critical.
So what this being converted to a station means, I can now build voxel, I can build parts off of this into the voxel, which will keep it permanently a station. I can't move this hinge, but at the angle it is, I don't need to. And it should help performance a bit because it simplifies some of the physics calculations because that thing can't move. It's not as good as if it were like completely not a subgrid, but there are some benefits to having subgrids, namely connection to the base. So, yeah, some of this stuff I don't know why I was just standing there. Yeah. So up here, see where I couldn't build before, I now can. It's ever so slightly in the voxel, but that is fine. And I can do up here and have my little base right here on this nub. Just soak up all the sun. Also, how expensive is a bottle? Because I'm getting tired of refilling hydrogen. Yeah, I can make that. Another thing that I probably should have known but didn't read. They rebalanced hydrogen usage for players, which means I think I can access it. No. I'm gonna have to grind this to access this tank. Because hydrogen bottles can only pass through large holes. Anyway, they rebalanced hydrogen so that it, you burn it a lot quicker. Which is fair, but does mean that, well, I burn it a lot quicker, especially on Purdom with its 1.2 Gs. Okay. So that's the start of drill. Get that going. Then this drill. Let it make a final few passes. I think I'm gonna send it all the way down, because the iron should be deep enough it won't get all of it. It will be good to get just a bunch of iron in. That'll help us a lot. But then I can cut this apart and salvage its pieces. I should be able to take that pipe, and I may end up taking some of that pipe too. Because I've got it lined up such that this is at the same level as that pipe over there. So if off of this I have a pipe come up and out, I can connect it to the top of that connector there. I'd like to claim that was a plan, and not that it was a happy accident, but it was kind of just a happy accident. Uh-oh. That looks like out of iron. Yep. Alright. That's now moved through where I last lowered it. Just drop it all the way. We'll see how much iron we get. This will also, again, it doesn't matter, but it will give me a nice flat surface on the iron, which seems nice to me. Well, except for apparently this will be too low for the drill.
Energy
low.
At
least I know there will be iron left. Alright, now what I can do, if I start this drill now, I can at least, sort of like I've done on that one early on, I can get some stone. Honestly, this is chewing enough. I should be fine. Oh, and look at that. Even my sort of back and forth pattern lined up perfectly. Got a good feeling about this pipeline. 2 minutes. Or, no, minute 55. I'm gonna go to this. May have some valuable stuff. It may have food, which I'm probably gonna need to get through the night. Oh. Hey, come back here. Okay, if this may drop as soon as I hit this button. Yes. Oh boy. Oh. Sturdy. Ooh. Okay. There are some seeds, which is good. That doesn't look as valuable. I'm gonna assume that's not something I should eat. I am gonna take these parts, because thrusters are valuable. Also, I am glad I'd not seen any of these sort of, you know, gag make you really annoyed and have to work for them drops. I'm glad that one still exists. It's kind of cute, the little drone thing. Okay, the sun is set on the kelp tubes, so yeah. We have 7. Maybe what I do... I can't do that here. Maybe real quick I should build a food processor. Because at least with that... yeah, I have enough for that. Forgot I didn't have jetpack juice, so convenient I made it up there. Yeah, but at least with a food processor, I should be able to get hungry and cook up that crab meat, or spider meat. It is kind of the same thing as crab meat. Yeah. Also... Okay, so what do I have? I have 2 fruit seeds, I have 2 mushroom seeds. I could use that fruit as well. And the insect... Oh! Haha! One of the algae farms squeaked out one more algae. Ah, it's this one. Perfect. Okay, so I can do 2 kelp crisps. I can do some crab meat. Not much else. I know the spiders come back, so I can... Yeah. Let's do, I think I had 6. I'll just cook it all. I can make some other stuff. Oh, actually, interesting. It looks like all the stuff that takes meat takes cooked meat. So, okay, so I can eat that, or it's an ingredient as is. Anyway, I have the pipe done. Let's get this drill drilling. Then, at the very least, we'll have a little more stone. I can try and finish this pipeline and get it set up. So, for setting up this hinge, I know... Ooh. Oh, dang it, I'm gonna have to do math. Okay. So this is at negative 56.06. Let me just, pull up the calculator on my suit here. I may go after that signal too, especially because it looks like it'll be close. Okay. 56.06. In the negative. I want the hinge up here to basically counter that, except it's not really a counter because I have to complete it to get that number over to 90. So I just do 90 minus 56.06. This would be easier if I had the on-screen calculator. Alright, so this needs to be at negative 33.94 degrees, which it almost is. We'll call it that. So that is now pretty much perfectly level to the base down there. It is going to cause me a problem, though, because I don't have a good way to set it to be a static thing. Hopefully I can place this and it won't complain. Nah, it'll complain. Okay. So that limit is set. If I angle it up. There we go. I can place that on there. Angle it back down. And now I can convert it. Then carefully grind this off. There we go. Convoluted. But we are good. And I need some steel. Oh. I may need to pause the drilling a moment because everything's full. That's a good thing, I suppose. Why is... Yeah. Our refinery's chewing through. It's just chock full of junk. Oh. Okay, I could... let's do this. Let's do this over here so it's a little less in the way. That'll help us a bit. I can at least put that seed. Nope. The drill instantly emptied out. Well, okay. Just keep building and hope that solves itself eventually. It's not like one seed is that cumbersome in the inventory. While I wait here, so I've been thinking about, as this gets bigger, the colors I want to go with, and I have to be honest, red as everything is not it. So I think what I'm going to do, let's put everything into this light gray. Those don't matter. So everything into this light gray. Then I'll go with my dark red as an accent color. And I'll do all the pipes and whatnot. But I think with sort of a gentle gray as the base color, it'll look a lot better. It's still sort of high contrast, but it's high contrast without being sort of overly colorful. Yeah. And I may change my mind again, but painting is easy, so it doesn't matter. I accidentally ground off the thing here, but actually... yeah. That's a good thing. Haha. So with a T-piece, these are still connected, but I can reach in, get in there, and... I don't think there's a little opening cover that goes at that size. So I won't do that, but I do have easy access now that's still through a conveyor. So then I have things welded too. I think I have a scheme to count things better. So let me just verify. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 6 blocks is one fully extended piston. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just mark that there. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 6 pistons that I'm gonna need to fully get to this height.
Fuel critical.
And that should leave some extra, but I can adjust the pistons accordingly. And I may overshoot up there, but I also have to undershoot down here to have the car stop kind of on this block. So, it should all work out. Alright. So that's now all set up. Now, how are we doing? I could have checked this from up there, how we were doing on stone. Cargo terminal. Cargo thing is now empty of it, so I can turn the drill back on. Let it do its last little bit. And then I should just need this many pistons again. To get to the depth I need for the length I need to get up to the top. Now, can I get out of here? Yes, awkwardly. Ah, but I can walk in it. That's good. And I did just realize I was thinking about, you know, this is a lot of parts, which is annoying. But I need these pistons anyway. I just have to reverse them. And they're already ready to go. Alright. Make sure all the pistons out. Share inertia tensor. Probably shouldn't have been squished between the wall and the pistons when I did that. But now I can make myself a nice deep drill hole. Probably giving it plenty of time to process stone in between. Well, I guess I start building the upper bit. So I don't know for sure what I want to do up here in terms of where the funicular stops and how all that works. So I'm just not gonna do that. I'll leave room. But I do know I want a big stick sticking up. So advanced rotor. Hinge. Okay, this is maybe crazy. Actually, no, I can do it like... So what I'm debating here, am I high enough that I should have this depress down to point at the horizon? And I think because I want to suck as much sun out of the sun as I can, it probably makes sense to be able to depress ever so slightly downward to point at the horizon. So to make it depress slightly downward so that it points at the horizon, I've repeated it 3 times so it's a joke and not weird speech, I am gonna need... how do I want to do that? I should be able to get away with one of these. And then my hinge.
Fuel low.
Oh. Okay. Got it done.
Fuel critical.
Now I climb down a mountain. Okay. Everything up there is now finished. That is also finished, so... keep on pushing. Cells refilled here. Now I need to build the actual rig. I forgot how long the sky brightens before daytime, so I may actually get all this done and working. I'll find out if there's food in here. These will be transferring up. So, I've got this hub. Onto it. Go to farms. Then, below those, and above, go solar panels. I have T's going up. Or not T's, things, then T's. I have no idea what numbers I need, but I'm hoping I'm right. So I will have 6 farms on here. And 8 solar panels. And I could probably extend more out if I wish. We'll see if this... Yeah, I think that looks compelling. Gives it some interest. Change the direction these go. This is all a lot of pointless effort to make this function and look good. I should probably focus on just getting functioning, but I don't know. I'd like to, once I weld this up, I want to have it done. And I should probably, I'll get sort of the core bit here going, and I should probably get the tracking system set up. And more fuel again. But with the tracking set up, it will at least, once the sun comes up, it will get food going, which is what I desperately need. And then I can build the rest as I go. Don't have to worry so much about the oncoming rush of day. Because now even that side of the sky is brightening. Camera. And, this may need to move, but turret controller. So, azimuth is the solar rotor, elevation, solar hinge, camera is solar camera. Where is so many options? Ah, there you are. Always aim at sun. And off it goes. So yeah, it's aimed ever so down. I can probably set the limit here to -10 just in case. And real quick, share inertia tensor to avoid the jiggle. So now our food tube should be 100% efficient. And will go for longer because they don't get blocked by as much. They're higher up. This should be perfect. So now that that's done, I'd say next step is finish this drill and build ourselves a little funicular car. Which it looks like we're good. What is our stone status? Chock full. Right. So I do still just have the basic refinery, which isn't good. But I kind of would like to get more material before I go bigger. I think what I'm gonna do... So if that is sort of a structure leading up to something up there, if my main base kind of runs from here-ish, excuse me, bush,
Fuel critical.
out, I want the bulk of the flat area in this little valley as rail yard. So I think kind of in between the current platform and the track is kind of the ideal base location. So what I may do here, let's get a large cargo container in. I think this will be a better use of resources, even though our refinery is quicker and slightly more efficient. It's not like I'm drawing that much, well, I am drawing that much material, but it's not like it's valuable stuff that I'm afraid to lose. Oh, I guess I got all the things except for any interior plate. That doesn't help us. You know something? And it could be proven wrong, but I don't think it's true. I wish they had made gravel a requirement for the planter beds. Because, you know, ignoring the fact that realistically doesn't make very much sense, I think it does make more sense than no dirt material. Let me just verify that I'm not speaking before thinking here. No. Now, I don't know if they can do components that are not, you know, components. I don't know if gravel counts as something different. It could have been, maybe they could have made a new component that's called dirt, that's made from, or soil made from gravel. Ooh, you could even do gravel plus kelp, seaweed, whatever, algae, that one. You could even do, yeah, both, some sort of biomass to grow better food in. Which means you still have, if you're going sort of farming as a route, you still have value in your algae farms in that you need it to, you know, build the things. Anyway, that's just happy dreaming. It would be handy, but, well, not really handy. It would be nice to give that gravel some more uses aside from occasionally reactors and making holes full of gravel cubes. Can I even get... Okay, I vaulted over that one. Those are... they're rocking, but I can't knock them over. Yeah, well, those are features. Alright. That is cargo. I can not worry about. That can happily fill with stone. I can send the other drills on their way. Make this hole deep enough. Because unfortunately, I'd love to be working on the car right now, but I kind of, for the method I have planned, I kind of need the pistons here, like going the other way as they will be. I guess I could start working on how that mechanism will happen, because I have to do some some stuff for that. So I think what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna use these truss pillars because they let me have sort of a middle block offset. Ah, that's the multi-tool. I thought I had that one selected. But yeah, because these are in the middle, and they sort of, it's kind of hard to see, but they sort of look like little wiring harness things. I should... Ugh. Okay, I hoped I would. Oh, okay. I was afraid I wouldn't get that back. I need this to go up one. So, I should, with these, be able to run a line from this grid at this angle back down to the very back of this tunnel where I want the pistons to connect, that I can then connect the rearmost piston to. Because I don't think, one, I'd have to remove that piston because it's part of this grid. But I don't think having the pistons this... I guess it doesn't matter which orientation the pistons are in, but I prefer it the other way. I'd prefer that the bunched up... I guess they'd still be... I'm doing what I'm doing. No one judge me. They should, yeah, be just accessible. But this will give plenty of clearance for the pistons, so I don't have to worry as much about them, you know, shifting. Oh, we're almost done. Aha. Okay. Let's put the rest of that away for now. Oh. You know, I knew it would be close. Didn't realize it would be that close. Hopefully that's out in the way. Guess we'll find out. Ah! Okay, that was almost the blender. Don't want the blender. Turn you off.
Full.
Okay, and I think I may just be able to walk out of here. Haha. I did just realize something. So this was 6 fully extended pistons down, which means this length is the same length as the track. The only underground I need is for the unexpanded piston. So I only needed 12 blocks down. Math, why have you forsaken me by being more than... by me being stupid. Okay. Well, that's fine. I have some extra room down there for activities, if I so choose. That makes this easier, because I only need to go 12 of these now. So, let's bring these all back. Again. Okay. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Go 14 for good measure.
Meteor storm inbound.
So what I'm going to do down here, and this may seem odd, I'm going to start with a hinge. Then I place my 6 pistons. Actually, before I get too far, I can get down here, but I'm just going to name this first. And it's not going to replace. That's okay. Maybe. Help. Okay. If I just up that a little bit. Yes, I can wiggle my way out. And now it places fine. And I'm stuck under the pipe. Okay. So the reason for that hinge at the bottom, and, well, part of the reason, I also intend to have a hinge up here. This hinge I'm going to use to convert to small grid. Like so. So this isn't strictly necessary because the pistons are in line with this track. But I don't want them to be fixed to this grid because the car they're pushing is going to be on wheels sitting on this. So to give the whole thing a little bit of wiggle room, a hinge at each end of this chain, I'll have them turned off as it pushes up, meaning the actual it's gravity that will be holding the car to the track like a train does. All this does is provide pushing force. Also, oh, a storm's coming in. That's why it's suddenly getting darker. That's ominous nowadays. This sandstorm is not going to be doing too good for the crops. Let's see. Oh, but we've got algae for days. This is only 2 farms. That's 4 algae crisps. And a half. 6 farms, and I'm not even gonna... 6 farms is actually probably gonna be overkill. I'm probably gonna have more algae than I ever know what to do with. Okay. Just wanted to check something, and... yeah, I'm pretty much level. A 45-degree slope is too much slope. Ow. To be level, 33 is almost... that's almost flat. That may be flat enough. So, ow. So I was thinking, my current plan is to come straight off the pistons and build a little wheeled vehicle. Then, a key with a funicular, so the sort of wheels and body, or chassis I guess, and the rails are at an angle to go up a hill. But the floor that you stand on is flat, or sort of like a stadium seating tiered steppy thing. So I want to make the floor flat to stand on, which will mean either having another subgrid on this car to counteract and sort of level things off, or building with sloped blocks such that it kind of lines up. And I think the better option is going to be a second subgrid, because then I can have like railing that looks right, and I can have a button on there that's, you know, button oriented. I think it'll be better. So I don't have to worry too much about things tracking, because that suspension looks upside down. Because the pistons will keep it from going side to side, I just need a few wheels to roll along and support it. Though, yeah, I'm going to want it lower down. Because actually where the pistons are now is probably where I want them. I want to give a little bit of clearance between this surface and the push. I did just think this gap, as it gets further up, this gap will get closer and closer. Because these are pushing straight behind, it shouldn't ever be an issue. It should never go to where these pistons are pushing below where this hinge is. But it'll get close. So, yeah. Extra clearance on the car. Because these are hinges, I can move stuff to be able to place what I need to place. And I am using wheels to measure. But that's fine. That confused me though, I forget, because I'm aligned to the angle now. Gravity was weirder than I'm used to. Stop it, gravity. Now, I did just have another disturbing thought. So, the weight of this piston chain is pretty significant. The weight of the car is going to need to hold it to the track instead of doing kind of what it's doing now and flopping down. Get some fuel and then think about what to do with that. Okay, we're just under 25% full. That's not great, but not horrible yet. I am gonna need to get ice set up here. Okay. Truthfully, 6 wheels is, considering the wheels are just here to hold it to track, I think 6 wheels is excessive. Get this frame welded here. Ah. Okay. I've got visitors to witness the funicular completion. Ah. Dang you. It sounded like they were behind me. I don't think they were. Ah! I thought you were blocked. Ah. I'm gonna need more bullets now. Completely now. That was my last one. Oh boy. Well, I got some more meat. That's fun. I think I can produce... Yeah. Make bullets, please. Yeah. I need magnesium for anything heavier. Anyway, as I was saying, so this hinge I should be able to directly mimic this guy. So negative 56.06. I even oriented them the correct way. Okay. No, my thought process was wrong there. Let's get some bits. We'll just, it doesn't have to be perfect. We'll probably wiggle around as we go anyway. Okay. So I make it go long enough forward that the, platform can butt up against the top. And then far enough back that it can butt up against something here. Get some more fuel. I guess I need to build the lower platform here to figure this out. I use these guys because I like them. Now get plenty of room in there for piston movement. Then I need one of these. That's what I was afraid of. So this is pretty much perfectly at a half block height. Actually, that shouldn't be that big an issue. Because if I just remove the deck here, that means from this hinge I can go up. So if we do these guys, right, then I can't place there. That is fine. Because I can invert these. This may get restylized a bit once I have more base here, but that should be a good starting point. Then I just build this up to where it's the right height. I'm not going to be able to see this as I go. So my plan, I can do final adjustments by adjusting the minimum maximum distance. So for this, let's do 0.5. Send it up and back down. That looks perfect. Yes. Temporarily, I'm just gonna build some ramps. Because I don't need to be using jetpack for most of this. It's just convenient. But ramps, now ramps are convenient. So, okay. What I was trying here, if I can stick the landing, I wouldn't mind having a second connection point just to feel more sturdy. But I imagine, yeah, I can already tell that won't line up and close in. So I may just not worry about it. Or if I want to, I could have a piston coming down that then connects into a, or two hinges and a piston, have sort of a cross brace there. I think this should work. Okay, I've got a floor of these barred windows here. So those will look good eventually. But we should be ready to finish the platform. I need to figure out what distances I need at top, which means it's time to push. Now, I'm not going to adjust anything on that first piston. But let's start it going up. It is going. Let's try 2. I'll keep them moving at 0.1 each, but if I move them at the same time, that adds up, so eventually it'll move at 0.6 meters a second. Aw, this feels good. Look, we're just slowly inching our way up.
Meteor storm inbound.
That scares me. So it's a thought I've had with this. Eventually, I am going to have... Oh, this is going to be an awesome way to look at the rail yard, too. I'm glad I'm building this first, so I have it. I hope those don't hit my solar tower. But yeah, I forget what I was saying. There are too many fun ideas because I'm riding the first train. Just crawling our way up the tracks. It could probably go faster. And being able to see down, see the wheels roll and the ground fall away below us. This is exciting. How far? Okay, we've still got a bit to go. Got one more piston. So that's everything pushing. Except for that guy. Once we get close, hopefully I've measured everything right so that this guy... My goal is that this could push us over distance, because that means I set the upper limit to something below 10 and can line this up perfectly with the top floor here. Okay, we're stopped. We aren't quite as far up as I'd hoped, but should be. Well, we'll find out. In fact, let's move us at 0.5. So this is about the speed we'd be going normally, which feels, this feels good. I don't think we have quite enough length. I'm gonna need one more piston. Oh, and that's, yep. Oh, and that causes so many problems. Because I have to add... I have to add this other piston at the bottom. Oh no. Dang it. Okay. Well, let's set all of the pistons to -0.1. In fact, -0.2. That's a good speed. The car is still, all the wheels are turning, which is my indicator that weight is being borne properly. We should, once we get to the bottom here, just sort of thunk in nicely. Like so. Okay. How am I gonna fix this? Okay. I should be able to do this by not getting stuck, but if I can connect this, I can't convert it to station. Let's see. Can I place a mag plate in here? No, it's just a little too tight. Okay. I betcha if I just turn that on... Yeah, there's still too much jiggle to successfully convert this into a station. If I can somehow lock this down, I can grind this and the hinge away, add 2 more pistons, add a hinge part, and this further down, and it should all work. The issue is finding a way to secure this whole system. Do you know what? Hold on. I don't need it to be on that final hinge. If I stick that there... Let's see if I can get this to lock as it is here. Aha. Okay, so that piston is now locked to a stationary grid. If I now cut away this... I hope this doesn't all explode. Haha. Okay. Now that grid is unpowered at the moment.
Full.
Whoops. Which isn't great, but it shouldn't be a huge worry. Hopefully. I shouldn't need power to reconnect this. I should be able to get things close enough. Okay, this could get a little iffy. So I've got to put that there. Then I can do that. Will it let me play? Okay. Oh. It is displeased. Yeah, this is gonna jerk a bit when I attach these. Oh, in fact. Nuts. It's too close. Because each hinge, or each piston adds a little bit of space with its nubbin. Okay. Okay. I have an absolutely insane idea. What I'm going to do is attempt to inchworm the piston. So I will need a little bit of power. Oh. I don't need those guys for the moment. A little bit of power on this car. That's enough that I can articulate the pistons. Now what I'm going to do is extend this piston just a little bit to there. Now that it is extended, I should be able to put it on the side. Can I put it on the bottom? No. But I can put this here. Stick another block just in its range. There we go. Now, if I get rid of this block and retract this piston, it will pull the back area back up. Like so. So now I should have plenty of room to place that and attach it. Now there's a lot of awkward tension in here right now. That's not great. But that should have worked. Okay. So now, I think we have 8 pistons. So now we'll move at 0.8 meters a second, which seems pretty good. Gonna change name here, just so I can differentiate it. Okay. Now, the scary part, we have to disconnect this and hope that doesn't explode. 3, 2, 1. Oh, we're good. Okay. All obstructions cleared of the pistons. This is still walkable, so that's good. We could actually... we can bring that even closer because we had some room. Now, pistons. We'll do all of them except the top one. Let's set, because I don't remember if they're all correct. 0.01. Oh, and hinge needs to be... I don't know which hinge it is. Okay, hinge named. Back onto our car. We're making pretty good time. I think 0.08, I guess this is 0.7 actually, so 0.8 should be good. Let's make sure, so that needs to be off, that one's off. That one is locked, but should stay on. We can have it share inertia tensor. Now, this should get us a lot closer to the point that this last piston may not actually have to do very much. Yeah, we're already closer than we were. Hopefully we don't overshoot. Whew. Okay. Perfect spot. So let's set maximum distance to 6. See where that gets us. And then I may have to adjust up here. I could have this be the ground floor. If it doesn't get high enough to have, like, this be the ground, I'll probably just stick plates out. I'll probably have to drop where that is, but it shouldn't be a huge issue. So that is a full block height. Yeah, we aren't gonna get there. What about a half block? That looks pretty close. To the point. To the point, that's actually a little tall. That could work. Yeah. Okay. So that's 8.5 meters. Let's get this to 8.3. Is that
low?
Uh-oh.
Fuel
Yeah.
critical.
I mean, that seems pretty perfect. There's a bit of a bummer that I have to have this little ramp, but I can have sort of a nice around walkway up here. I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, I wish it were daytime, but, you know, we can't always get everything. This is looking good. I'd say we have our first real train. It's, again, a stretch as to what a train represents, but it's a wheeled vehicle that moves from one place to another over a track, quote unquote. So I think that counts. And it's fun. It's completely pointless, but looks cool. It'll be very fun to ride up and down as I do outros and look at various things I've done. Yeah, speaking of things I've done, well, there are things to do. Namely, I need to get the mining system set up so that I can get iron coming in steadily and ice. In fact, crazy as it sounds, I think ice has priority here. So I'm probably going to build my first thumpy drill thing next week. Hopefully start getting some stuff piped up and maybe get some base laid out so that I have somewhere to, you know, put all this stuff. But for now, thank you everybody so much for watching. Feel free to check out the other stuff I've done, and until next week, bye bye.